friend. We work with him in the center. It's called Moirore. He sniffs a lot of glue and that's why he has madens. You see, he's having madens. Ona vile umemfanya. Na nani? Moirore likes sniffing glue so much.
Rose, oh, she's doing an incredible job. What a woman. She has the intelligence and the integrity and the heart to give all her time to these people who are not only living with HIV but living with alcohol and drugs problems. The first thing about walking into Kibera that struck me was the smell of rotting rubbish, of sewage, too many humans living in one place.
We need a toilet here.
Is there no toilet?
I'm telling you, we need a toilet there because it's a long way.
There was a train track in the middle of this overpopulated area and there were children more than 5 feet away from the railway track and the train went past us. I said to Rose, I said, do any children get hit by the train? Does anyone get hurt? And she said, no, they're used to living this close to a railway track. They know how to keep themselves safe from it. And like that would be the first thing I'd worry about for my baby. When I saw the children, I wanted to pick them up and take them home and look after them. I was frightened for them, yet I know that that's the environment they're used to. They're used to living that way.
By the time I was growing up, this place was not as crowded as it was. It was not as dirty as it was. At least there were not many people. But you know, people now have started migrating from the rural to this place. I know with this place you can get cheap housing and the life is actually cheap. But when I was growing up, this was clean. Community toilets and bathrooms. It's actually for the community. Everyone can be able to go inside and, you know, there's a little fee that is charged and then you can be able to access to the toilets.
What happens if you can't afford the fee?
If you can't afford the fee, you can't go in, of course.
Is that a big problem?
Well, yeah, it's a big problem. Some people cannot even afford to have that amount of money. But I'm sure they negotiate their way inside because at the end of the day, they have to go to the loose.
Let's look over. Oh.
Step here.
We saw the most unhygienic sort of drain of rubbish and sewage and I hate to think what else, right next to food that people were purchasing and eating. And yet I know that their stomachs are adapted to it and that, you know, it's their environment. But all I could think of was opportunist infections. I mean, that's the thing. As an HIV positive person, you always are aware of opportunist infections. You want to avoid them as much as possible. Puha. We eat that back home.
You eat this?
Yeah.
As a vegetable?
Yeah. Vegetable. No, I won't eat that one, but we eat it.
You make salad?
No, we wash it and we boil it with meat.
Cut off 2 by 2, side by side.
Oh, it's small. Yes.
Really small.
I met an HIV positive man today who's had yellow fever, who's had TB. The fact that he's been able to survive all those diseases and he's still got HIV and he's still alive is just a miracle.
I was tested, I was given a positive result. I was like, okay. I was really shocked. I was like, is it really my status? Is it really my results? But I must say that I went through very intensive counseling, and like what I've always said, that successful counseling leads to acceptance. Accepted my status. But already I was married to my wife and my daughter, who is 7 years old today. They are HIV negative. I owe a lot of gratitude to this woman because it takes a bit of heart. It takes more of like passion for somebody that is having a negative result to be living with somebody with a positive result. Were it not for like their support, probably I would not be like talking to people today. But like personally, I said life does not stop with HIV. Yeah, I'm still going to school, and very soon I'll be graduating with my master's in project planning and management. Prostitution is very rampant here because of the numerous local blues clubs here. People hang here in the evening, and men come around and pick girls. And they pay a small fee of like about 20 shillings. Probably that would be like less than €1. And they go for like a whole night. Some schoolgirls are also lured into the same business. So you can imagine the spread of HIV and AIDS because they're not able to negotiate for proper condom use.
Down this way is better because you can be able to make the children grow up, unlike up where there are so many clubs and all that.
It's going to be catastrophic how much it's going to cost an antiretroviral treatment for these people. It's the cycle. They're just going to keep reinfecting each other. They're going to keep infecting the new children coming up. It's overwhelming when you look around and you can just know that the people that you're looking at and talking to are HIV positive. It shows. And not all of them are getting medication.
We normally have group therapies on Sundays for those who are infected, but those who are not infected, we do meet them on Friday. There is where we come, all of us together. After we come together, we share the challenges that we are facing in the community that we are staying in.
There's 30 post-test clubs all around Kibera, and they're a network of positive people that get together and share. It was there that one of the women actually said to me that 60% of Kibera was HIV positive.
We are almost. It's just a stone's throw. She's my neighbor. She's selling water, and also she's selling some foodstuffs there.
Hi. So this is the cookers and your pantry?
Yes. This is my kitchen.
I'm trying.
Oh, that's my son. Where are they? That.
Do your neighbours around you know your status?
Surprisingly, most of them, we will go with them to the same treatment center. And some of them, I found them there when I was also going for my treatment, sometimes to do the health talk. I used to volunteer with that organization where we go for treatment. So I usually get them, and we know that binds us also together. So there's so many people who have passed away because probably they never knew their status. And because of the OIs, the opportunistic infections, they passed away. Others, there's the issue of ignorance, of course. They know their status, they don't want to adhere to treatment, they don't want to go for treatment, such and the like things. Others have started taking ARVs, and at some point when they feel they are okay, they stop. And of course, there are repercussions after that.
About 70% of HIV clans are also infected with TB.
70%?
Yeah. And this is aggravated by the situation, like especially for people who are living in Kibera, because you see the houses, the ventilation, they really do not have a lot of space around them. They're able to pass it on and infect people they're living with in the same household. So the figures are so high.
And TB is actually one of the leading OIs, opportunistic infections, associated with HIV and AIDS, and it's really killing so many people.
Like the government statistics say that 550 people die of tuberculosis every day.